Hi, I'm Danny DeLillo and welcome to New Filmmakers Los Angeles in partnership with MovieMaker magazine. We're here at the Cambridge Los Angeles showroom in West Hollywood and I'm here with Alvaro Valente with his movie Tabacco Burn. Let's take a look at a clip.
Yeah. Ooh.
Alvaro, it's amazing to have you here in the studio.
Thank you.
Tell us a brief synopsis of your film Tabacco Burn.
So Tabacco Burn is based in Kentucky, a couple of decades before the Civil War, and it's about a group of enslaved men that have to deal with the brutal actions of an overseer. And so it's we're exploring how they, how they understand violence at that point.
Now, I don't often say this, but I don't even know to begin with your film because there was just so much in it that I enjoyed so much and learned so much as well. Now, you were the executive producer of the film.
Producer, yeah.
Producer, yeah. Okay, well, I just promoted him there as well. And like, how did the story come about?
Me and Justin Lieberman, the director, were at school together in New York, and he had this idea of going, of exploring that type of story and that time in American history that at that point we were not really seeing in movies, or at least we were not seeing it from that perspective. And so he approached me, and at that moment there was no script, there was just an idea. And then we worked together on the script, and then we got a writer involved, and took us like a good couple of years of development. And then we found this story that was from the WPA, in which they recorded all these real stories. I think they were all stories from enslaved men that survived, and this was one of them, and we got really
I mean, it's just an extraordinary story. Like, I mean, truly just mesmerizing story. Now, how did you come across finding those incredible actors that put in such an amazing performance?
That's Justin, the
Justin,
director.
He's the man.
Yeah, I mean, he's the man behind that. I mean, I think a couple of them we found them through casting. And then Stephen, who's the lead, the younger of the enslaved, we knew him. I mean, Justin, I think, worked with him on a previous project and always thought about him for that role. And then the other ones, I think they were in TV shows that he saw, and then we just approached them and they were interested in the story. And Justin was really looking for strong expressions because it's, there's not a lot of dialogues in the film, so it's all about eye contact and looks. And I think those actors were the perfect faces for it.
Now, what's really fascinating is that you said you kind of looked at making the idea of this movie a couple of years ago. And, since then in that period, we've had quite a few films that have embraced the Civil War and slavery. And do you find it quite fascinating that your film is coming out now and that actually it's something that's trending very much so in the United States and across the world? Yeah.
I mean, it's, when we started, we had no idea, and then right before shooting, 12 Years a Slave was announced. When we were almost done writing, Django Unchained was announced, so like we started saying, okay, it looks like people want to do this also. Like a lot of other people want to explore that history period. But when 12 Years a Slave came out, we went to see it. We were invited to a pre-screening in New York, and we went there when we had our picture locked.
Oh, wow.
So we went as a celebration, and we got out like really excited because we loved the film, but at the same time we got a little bit scared because we were like, wow, it's like, it's a different story, but it's very similar on a lot of levels. And, and we went with it, and, that's the question that everybody asks, as always. It's like, what about 12 Years a Slave? And
well, I mean, yours in Tabacco Burn in its own right is an incredible experience to watch.
Thank you.
And I mean, so as it's a producer question, I thought the production value looked like I was watching a multi-million feature film. How did you do that, making an independent short film?
With a lot of work. A lot of work. No, I mean, I think we were a very dedicated team between the production designer, the DP, me, the director, and the co-producer. We were very dedicated, and we pushed it until we could. And you know, we went and we shot in a town that was extremely supportive, which was South Windsor in Connecticut, and they were they were so supportive. They helped us so much. Like, you know, they gave us free lodging, free food. You know, and they got involved, you know. So
very
it's
good. Now you're a fellow foreigner like me, in Los Angeles. You're from Italy. You've been here 8 years.
8 years. Yeah.
8 years. Wow. And so how is that experience for you as an Italian filmmaker being in Los Angeles?
I love it.
You love it?
I love LA. I love the States, and I don't know if I feel more comfortable here, but I do feel very comfortable. I don't know if I feel more comfortable here than in Italy. There's different things, you know, there's positive things in Italy and positive things in the States. But I love it here, and I love the American way of cinema, doing cinema, that I feel more connected to. Don't get me wrong, I love Italian cinema and European cinema, but I just get more connected to what the States are doing, and you know, and I feel very comfortable in that world here. So
with that Italian passion in filmmaking, and it's Hollywood, right? There you go.
Maybe it helps.
What would you say was your kind of biggest challenges making this film?
I think, I mean, the period element. That was the biggest challenge, but again, we had Bridget, who was our production designer, who did an amazing job.
Oh my goodness, amazing! Yeah.
The entire set was built. I think the challenge was the weather. Like the biggest challenge. I mean, once we knew that we were able to do it, because, you know, at first you're like, are we going to be able to do it? And then we did it. You know, we were almost ready to shoot, and then the weather was not on our side. We had hurricane, we had Irene was there, like waiting for us, and then we had snow storms, and you know, so that made things very tough, because that's when a producer has to take the decision of moving forward or not, you know. And
it's quite a difficult challenge then as a producer, because obviously there's all the people that are there and making the film.
I mean, it's about safety.
Yeah, safety,
and,
of course.
You know, of course, I did not feel comfortable, and we pushed of a couple of days, and then we came back, and then at that moment the weather was fantastic. You know, we had sunny weather the entire time. We had that fog that came into the film, and you know, and then it was very cold. You know, we shot one night, and it was very, very, very cold.
Independent filmmaking.
Exactly.
So I mean, I know that Tabacco Burn has had a lot of attention with a lot of different film festivals. What was it like to be officially selected for New Filmmakers Los Angeles?
It's great. I mean, it's our first festival in LA. I mean, we went everywhere in the States. We were in Italy. We were in England. We were, you know, a couple of countries in Europe. But we were not in LA. I mean, we had a screening in LA as part of a retrospective of another film festival that we had in New York, and they had a screening here in LA. But you know, being selected from a festival in LA is really important.
Yeah.
Especially because I'm here, and a lot of our editor lives here, just moved here. So you know, it's an exciting place to screen. You know, and the experience yesterday was fantastic. I mean, great screening.
Yeah, I think it was a wonderful experience, and to kind of even get the reaction. I came back on stage and everyone was just still in your movie, which is always a great sign, you know. Now, what's next for you as a producer?
I'm working on different projects. I just, I shot a feature. I produced a feature that was shot in Turkey 2 summers ago, I think, and we just had our Sundance premiere.
Oh, fantastic.
So it screened there, it won the audience award there, so we're very excited about that. And then, you know, I'm working on other features, and I'm open to shorts when I have the time and I'm not in need of money.
Yeah.
Then, you know, I'm open to shorts, and I have no shorts lined up yet, but you know, if something comes and it feels very strong, and you know, I'm very happy to do short films. But right now I'm just doing features. And I know Justin, the director, he's working on his first feature also.
Oh, fantastic. Well, I'm, you know, blown away by what, you know, just what you put me through for, you know, 20 minutes watching the film. And I really recommend you guys seeing it. It really is just something incredible because you really learn so much, and it's just a wonderful story. And I'm very excited to see much more of your work. You've obviously got a very talented team around you, and thank you so much for your film and for joining us.
Thank you.